everyone, greetings from National Skills Network. This is Madhuri and I'm back with yet another engaging conversation, and this conversation is going to be quite different from the rest of the ones which we did recently if you have been following us on our YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about international qualifications with reference to a very important organization which is based in UK, and we are going to look at the qualifications from ATHE. They're going to expand very soon in India. It's the right opportunity for us to learn more about ATHE. I have with me Mr. J. Phillips, who's the head of business engagement at ATHEs. I welcome you to this conversation, Mr. Phillips. And also, I would like you to tell us a bit more about what these qualifications are all about, especially in the context of pathways and progression in education. And today we are looking at higher education, which is more accessible, flexible, and convenient. And at the same time, we don't want to compromise on recognition, accreditation, or the opportunity to be globally mobile or global mobility as a part of higher education, or even getting better opportunities for jobs when we go abroad. So could you please tell us more about ATHE, and also tell us the significance of these qualifications in today's world, where we look for global mobility and also we want to build our careers across borders?
Well, thank you very much for having me, Dr. Madhuri. It's a real pleasure to speak to your audience today while I'm here in Delhi. So I represent a company called ATHE, Awards for Training and Higher Education. And we are an Ofqual-regulated awarding organization based in the UK, but very international. We operate in 35 countries around the world. We work with around 200 training centers, which are typically colleges, universities, training providers, business and law schools, and various other training providers. And we work with around 10,000 learners a year that progress through our qualifications and other services, and generally use our qualifications to progress into university or to improve their career prospects, so go into different forms of employment. Now, we have qualifications from levels 3 to level 7. So effectively, these are qualifications for young adults and young school leavers, right the way up to older working adults. And our qualifications provide seamless routes into university and into other modes of work, as I mentioned. Many of our qualifications are in well-known sectors: business and management, computing, law, accounting, health and social care. And they are designed to be as flexible as possible for learners, allowing learners, no matter where they are based, and no matter what level they are at their education journey, to pick up and actually take and to provide this seamless route into higher education. Part of what makes us different and special, I would say, is the ecosystem of organizations that we work with. So we're actually partnered with around 25 universities, of which we work with several universities very closely on a strategic level, to allow particular what we call guaranteed university progression. And that guarantee means that students have a single choice that they can say when they take the qualification. They have what we call a guaranteed conditional offer letter, which says that when students have completed our qualifications, they are guaranteed a place at that university. And that's something quite different in the market that we work in. There is often a great deal of choice for students, but actually research tells us, and customers tell us all the time, and parents tell us that what they want for their children, what people want, is a specific choice that they know that they can be assured when they finish their journey. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's very interesting to know the wide market you cater to, and also the requirements of the society. And also you mentioned the society as in, the institutions, the academic higher learning institutions, the students, and of course the parents as well. Now, to pick up more on this, especially in India, as you know, parents are also, key decision makers for every student. And also the Indian institutions, increasingly, they look at global education pathways in two ways, and that is to help the students acquire higher educational degrees, as we call them, or diplomas or qualifications, to put it in your terminology, which helps them either to continue studying, do research abroad, or to join the workforce, global workforce. Now, if you can illustrate this with the help of one or two examples from the qualifications that are available at ATHE, whether they are core qualifications or the bespoke or customized qualifications, that would be, I think, very helpful for our audience.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as I mentioned, we are an Ofqual-regulated awarding organization, and that means our qualifications have a very special ability to be recognized anywhere in the world, not just in the UK, not just in India, but also in Europe, in the USA, in Canada, and elsewhere. So, all of our qualifications carry what's called credits. And those credits are easily transferable. So no matter if you're studying quite a big qualification like 120 credit extended diploma, for example, there's a lot of credits within that. Or if you're just studying a single credit qualification, those credits have a lifetime value for the learner. So, if you're looking to take large qualifications that enable you to move into a top-up program at a degree provider at a university, or if you're looking to develop your qualification learning journey through what's called micro-credentials, so very small qualifications, ATHE can provide those products to enable you to do that, no matter where you are. So that's the first thing to note. We tend to see qualifications these days in the global context as a kind of passport for learners. I mean, this is a way to enhance your journey towards your future career through different means. Young people these days have many more challenges than young people in the past. Employment is no longer a fixed process from youth into adulthood. There are lots of choices, and young people are aware often of those choices. Young people are also very good at seeking out those kind of opportunities. So really what ATHE provides is a preparation for young Indian students to the global skills ecosystem. The other thing I would say is that we are also aligned with the national education policy of India. So it's not just universities that we are engaging with, but it's also employers as well, because as we know, it's all students today. It's not just about gaining a degree, but actually aligning their pathway into employment too. And so that's very much part of our mission here in India, is to provide that full, seamless route through for learners.
Yeah, it's good to know that there is an alignment with NEP 2020. That's the policy which has created a lot of awareness about the need to integrate skills with the traditional formats of learning. And when we look at NEP alignment or industry integrated curriculum, which is a very big thing we talk about in India, and it's quite a bit of challenge also to make that happen at the ground level. So, can you tell us a bit more about how this alignment has already happened and how you're integrating workplace or employability or career progression also as a part of the curriculum when somebody is taking up these qualifications?
Yeah, so as our name very aptly suggests, we are not just awards for higher education. There's also a training part to
Right.
our existence as well. And so one of the things that ATH is known for is our very high quality products, and that obviously benefits us reputationally. That's why universities want to work with us, and that's why employers want to be partnered with us as well. So I can give you a few examples of that to help illustrate that. The first thing to mention is that our qualifications are designed, often co-designed with industry partners, including universities and professional bodies. So, for example, we are currently developing qualifications in engineering in sustainability, in e-games and esports, and others with university partners. And so we get that direct, very up-to-date content and knowledge from university partners. We also have several very exciting schemes with industry bodies. For example, we have a scheme with the Institute of Financial Accountants that enables students to gain a membership with the IFA through taking a micro-credential route. So by taking units of our existing accounting and business qualifications, students can very easily gain a financial membership degree without the need to take exams or without the need of the very high pressure of other providers in the market. We also have a partnership with Tech 10 Computing, which is the national computing body of the UK, and our computing qualifications are recognised by those. The other thing to mention is that obviously subjects are very rapidly changing in today's world. So it's very important for us that our qualifications remain up to date, and therefore our qualifications have reviews every 4 years. And as we were speaking before this meeting, you were asking me what you see on our website at the moment is telling our students that there are new versions of qualifications that are coming through for students to be registered to. The other thing that I would say is that, and I'm sure we'll talk about this later in a bit more detail, but in terms of the types of skills preparing students for industry today is very different. What research tells us is that employers are generally looking for students that have well-developed soft skills, computer skills, the ability to think creatively, high resilience, interpersonal skills, these kind of things. And our qualifications are not just about content for the sector, that they're actually about training these types of skills. And that's very reflective in the type of assessment we do. We do portfolio assessment, which tests students' reflective ability to explain, to describe what they've learned on their program, to use high-level analysis. These kind of skills are very, very particular and unique to our qualifications too.
Yeah, I think these are the transferable skills, as we call them, and they're gaining more and more importance as we look at the changes that are happening in the workplace today. And now you mentioned a couple of times about the university partnership and kind of initiatives that you are working with right now. So let's assume in India there are universities or institutions that want to partner ATHE, including the training partners. How do you support them in case they are interested? How can they approach you? It would be nice to know a little more on this aspect as well.
Well, this is something that is really important for me in my role as head of business engagement. So we like to assume that partners that we work with might not have the full level of information that we do. And so we take customers on a journey with us, particularly in the first year of their recognition, where it's very, very important for providers to ensure that especially the first delivery of their very first programs are very, very successful. And that way, learners will have a good experience. They'll be more interested in continuing their study and passing on, good reference. So we have many mechanisms to support this. In the business engagement process, when we're initially talking to clients, we like to do a lot of face-to-face activity. We're very, very hands-on. We take centres through a centre recognition journey with us, which looks at their resources, looks at the skills that they have, the knowledge, and we support them along that journey to make sure that they, when they become recognised with us, they have the level that is required. But beyond that, it doesn't stop there. So we have multiple different mechanisms. We have complementary training for new centres, both online training that can be taken by the full faculty, and we also have bespoke training that is delivered by an external quality standards manager. And that training can be over multiple sessions if required. We also have a very interesting mechanism called verification. which is a kind of mock moderation. It has a look at students' work halfway through their program. And if anything needs adjusting as the program is going forward, then those adjustments can be made without any negative impact on the learners in their journey. From a business engagement perspective, we also have regular touch points with our centres. So we have an onboarding touch point, which allows them to understand basically how to use our qualifications and understand our partners. And very often we'll be talking to organisations that want to connect with our university partners from an early stage. And so that's also what we do in those stages. And that goes right way through a centre's life cycle with us. And very often we have partners that have been with us for multiple years. We're even approaching decades with some of our partner centres. So we're very, very pleased to work with the organisations that we do and bring those organisations into our ecosystem.
Okay. Yeah, so that's really interesting to know how you have developed the entire ecosystem around the partnerships, and also over the years, how you have engaged with them and also helped them out to take this journey further. Now, when we talk about education today, there's one aspect which we all can't ignore, and that's got to do with the AI influence and the kind of futuristic things that are happening every day at a very rapid pace. So in this backdrop, how are you planning to go ahead with the qualifications? Do you foresee a lot of changes, let's say, especially in assessments for that matter, or the curriculum or the content, or how you engage with your partners? Is there something you would like to share on these aspects as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, AI has massive advantages, but it also brings certain challenges to the way that
Right.
human beings are learning and thinking. So we touched on this earlier when we mentioned soft skills, and really it's the change is that we're going to be learning more throughout our lives and into our adult lives as well. So we touched on this earlier when we spoke about micro-credentials. Micro-credentials are a way of continuing learning into your adult life. Now, you and I are adults, and as we know, we have very busy lives between family and work. So committing to a long-term learning is going to be a challenge for adults. And that's why it's important that learning can be broken down into small parts, and those small parts also have their own currency. So that is something that ATHE has already in the examples that I've mentioned. And it's something that we are involved with multiple partners in developing as well. We do have the ability to develop qualifications or develop particular units or different packages for different providers. And so we can essentially use our ability to create those things for the needs of either employers or for higher education providers or universities, so that students can have the ability to take on those skills as they progress.
Yeah, so it's great that you mentioned the AI human interface that's coming up, and you're also addressing the gap there with skills, and also you reinforced it a couple of times, which is very important, I think, for the workforce today to be prepared in a holistic way. Now, before we close this conversation, I'm really tempted to ask you once again to help us know more about a bit about the expansion plan in India. What would be your priorities? And also, in case people want to connect with you, how they can do that. And any message for universities that you wish to share, or for their training providers, or your prospective partners they could be. So it would be nice to hear more on this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to end in this way. So, I think the first thing to mention is the real size of the market in India. It's a population of over 1 billion, and over 50% of your population is young people, so between the ages of 1 and 29 years. And so the priorities for the nation are, I would like to say, aligned with our priorities, really. It's about providing seamless mobility for Indian learners into further education, higher education, and also into employment. It's not just about the learning that takes place within our centres. To be quite honest, it's not just about that kind of learning. It's about the whole route for students, the whole pathway through from learning at school, through to higher education, and through to a career. So this is very much part of the mission that we have in India, is to work with providers that are aligned to our mission. In terms of getting in contact with us, we are easily accessible online. Our website, athge.co.uk, showcases our qualifications and our services, and potential centres can very easily get in contact with us, and we will very quickly respond to those contacts. We also have specialist representatives working for us in our key regions, including India. And so we are very happy to speak personally to any potential partners or centres that are interested in talking to us. And indeed, I have a very busy week this week doing just that. I'm being whisked around Delhi and elsewhere doing just that. You can also have a look at us on our social media, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram and YouTube. We are everywhere. And if centres are interested more about us, we do actually run regular webinars with our university partners too. And so this is a very accessible way that we can introduce our centres and our potential learners to our partners.
Yeah, so that's a long list of many ways in which people can reach out to you. We will also share the email ID and few other details, in the comment section, in the description, and also on the website. That's NSN website. When we put up this conversation, that would also help them. So thank you so much, Mr. Phillips, for sharing a lot of information and helping us learn more about ATHE. I'm so glad we could do this today, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors in India. And I hope the conversation opens up new opportunities and helps us also, to see how the collaborations can be facilitated. And I really look forward to be in touch with you and see how we can support you further. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Madhuri, and hope to speak soon.
Thank you.